Woo! Your day has just been made by Chris Oday. Chris is just making his way down the stairs. You're tuned in to CIUT 89.5 FM. This is The Undiscovered. My name is Shuang, and we'll be hanging out until 4 p.m. this afternoon, listening to music from local artists. Hey, Chris.
What's up? Sorry, I was just drinking water. How you doing?
No worries. So, tell me, how did everything get started? How did music come into your life?
It's been a slow process. Like I was involved in it passively until I was until 3 years ago, really. Cause I took piano lessons and I hated it with a burning passion. But like I would sit at the piano, my mom would make me like practice 30 minutes a day, and I would just stare at the clock. Like I wouldn't touch the keys, like in like this rebellious thing. But I did like piano lessons. I did trombone and band. I did drum lessons, and I kind of liked it, but I wasn't really fully committed to it. Like I wasn't creating or like making stuff new. I was just kind of playing stuff that people had already written or whatever I was being taught to play. But then in university, I took like my guitar there, and I was just like, I don't know what happened, but I just was like, I just want to become sick at this. I think I watched a John Mayer video. He was playing like Neon live at the Nokia Theater. Check that out if you haven't watched it. It's amazing. But I watched that and I was like, I just want to be able to do that. If I can do that, I don't care if I'm like selling out shows or doing it for people. If I can just have that for myself, like I won life. That's all I need. So I was just really into guitar, and from that I learned about song creation. I learned about like song structure and chord progressions, and I just be able to learn how to make my own stuff. And that's when I started trying to like, mess around with singing a little bit more. But really the thing that kind of catapulted the whole thing was at my school at Western University, where I just graduated. I did this competition called Western Voice, and I auditioned like literally on a whim. It was like I wouldn't even have had a slot if they hadn't, just made another day available just in case other people wanted to like do last minute auditions. But I did it. Somehow made the top 10, which I wasn't expecting, and then I ended up winning the show. And then from there, I just like I've just kind of gotten a lot of like encouragement for me to keep like singing and keep like making music. So I like started like songwriting like a few months ago, and been kind of like really trying to get better at that, because now I really like the idea of songcraft, and that's kind of just where I'm at. Like I'm just writing songs a lot. I'm working with a couple producers that I know, and I'm just seeing where this thing goes. Yeah.
It's crazy because obviously Western Voice, the competition, was a great validation, but you have clearly had people in the past tell you that you have a great voice or that you should think about singing.
No, I didn't sing for anyone. Like I just didn't sing.
How is that possible?
I did chamber choir in grade 6. Like the last time I had positive reinforcement for singing was like, it was grade, what grade was that? It was grade 8, because my teacher, she wanted me like do this like solo. Ms. Zawani, shout out to her. She's the most amazing music teacher. But she got me to do like this duet with a friend for like our grade 8 concert, like to sing like it's like a duet. It's like me and him just singing, and I'm not comfortable singing live, but she was like, I want you to sing live. So I did it, whatever, but I put it away after that. I just shelved it because I didn't see myself as a singer in any sense. And then I honestly don't know what happened. Like I just auditioned. I'd been singing like a lot on my own, but I still didn't think my voice was that great. But audition went well. Then people said like, I like your sound of your voice. Like you have a cool tone. And I'm like, oh, cool. I guess I'll keep singing. I guess, yeah.
Yeah, you do have a really, it's very like magnetizing, I want to say.
Thank you.
But yeah, you have a great voice. In case you ever need any kind of reinforcement, here it is.
Yeah.
But it must be tough because you didn't want to focus solely on music before, and you clearly didn't go to school for music.
No.
What did you major in?
I did an honor specialization in genetics. Still like I don't know if it's a passion. I really love genetics. Like I love it in theory, but I don't want to do any of the lab work. I've tried to do in the lab, and I'm the most incompetent. I did a thesis this year, and I think I just cost the lab money. Like I just was running experiments and then failing at all of them. Like I was just a burden. Like and I don't want to do that. Like I'm not good in a lab setting, but like I still want genetics to be part of my life, whether it's just like communicating it to people or in any sense. Like I'll never like let it go, but it's not going to be, I don't think anytime soon, like a profession that I'm pushing myself for now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, you got to write a song about genetics.
Honestly, my goal, if I don't think this is feasible, but if there's some way to like, not science education, but just to really have like a science theme in like a music album, that would be the album I want to make.
You should. I feel like those are educational entertainment is very very popular.
Yeah. What's that? Neil deGrasse. What's that show? Cosmos.
Yes,
that show,
exactly.
You wouldn't expect that show to be like so a documentary almost to be that good, but like it's one of the high IMDb ratings, super high. IMDb never lies. So
you could be the Neil deGrasse Tyson of educational music.
Done.
Boom, your career figured out. You're welcome.
Change my name right now. Done.
But so you have this full-time job that you commute to and you work for most of your day, and music is your side hustle.
Mm-hmm.
How is your day broken out, and how do you commit yourself to music?
I wake up. My goal is to like go to bed 11, wake up at 5. I'm just such a night owl that almost never happens. So it's more like 12 and 6. But like, go to bed at 12, wake up at 6. Eat my breakfast, whatever, and then as soon as I'm commuting, like I have my like laptop out on the bus or my book or GarageBand on my phone. Usually, actually, GarageBand on my phone, and then I'm just like headphones in and just writing stuff all the time. So I have like a 2-hour commute to work that 9 to 5, commute back home. On that commute home, writing all the time, and then when I get home, like I'll like have dinner, maybe chill with my parents or something, and then go back in the garage, which is kind of where my makeshift studio is set up, and then just again I'm still writing, and I do it like that. Like I don't really wait for inspiration to hit, because I don't think that's actually a really effective way. I mean, that might work for some people, maybe like a few highly creatives or whatever that just like feel it, and like I think that's more of like this archetypal creative artist that doesn't really exist most of the time. Really, songs come out with like struggle. Like it's a hard process. It's not just the most natural thing, but you just keep working at it and you keep pushing songs to come out, and you can get great songs coming out even when you are uninspired. Pumped Up Kicks is one example my uncle taught me. Like he said that the writer didn't want to write that day, but he's just like, no, I got it right. And then 5 hours later, Pumped Up Kicks comes out. And, yeah.
Because waiting for inspiration feels like a luxury.
Yeah, it really
is.
It
really is.
Yeah.
But, you are so self-disciplined. Like I too also commuted for 4 hours a day, like 2 hours there and back, for about a good 3 years. And this sounds really sick in a way, but sometimes I miss it because it was such a good routine. It was like a dedicated time for me to work on the stuff that I was interested in.
1,000%. I was late because I was kind of debating, like, do I really want to work somewhere where I'm like commuting 2 hours a day? Because on paper it just sounds bad, but then I'm thinking about the day and I'm like, honestly, I don't think any part of my day is more productive than those 2 hours to and from work. Like, there's no one talking to me because like no one talks to people on the bus or on the train, and then I just put my headphones in and I literally like I've been more and more, I've been getting like in a zone. Like I'm just like completely tuned into what I'm doing, which is, for me, like I've always had problems focusing on stuff, especially in school. So being in this place where I'm literally cramped on a bus and for some reason like perfectly focused and perfectly in tune with what I'm doing is kind of a weird experience, and I don't want to mess that up. So I'm kind of cool with the commute as of now. Yeah.
Nice. So obviously, like having control of your day and your creative process, that's something that you have a lot of say over. But navigating throughout the industry is a tough task. How are you finding that?
It's a hard question for me to answer just because I've been doing this for such a short period of time. So it's like I haven't navigated through much yet. Like right now, it's just about, because obviously all the baseline is like have good songs. Like everyone, I was watching this YouTube video a while back where like John Mayer is doing a talk at Berkeley, and everyone was asking for, what's your tip for breaking through the industry? Because everyone nowadays is focused on like Instagram photo shoots and like and appearances, which is all definitely important in some sense. But like John Mayer was like, write good songs, because there's something that happens when someone listens to a song that connects with them, that they really like. Even if it's some trap thing, it could be some emotion, whatever it is. Like if it connects with you, you will come back to that artist, especially if they're doing something niche. Like if an artist like Daniel Caesar, for example, like his songs, you're not gonna find any other artist who gives you Daniel Caesar stuff. So even though if it's not like the most poppy whatever, he has like a monopoly on that sound. So he'll always have fans. That's the kind of thing that I'm focused on. So, wow, I just went right around the question, but basically, yeah.
No, I think that's
yeah.
The things that you mentioned are very, those are good points, because I feel like the way that music is right now, there's just so many players because anyone could create music, but then fans also pride themselves by discovering people.
Yeah.
So if you do create something good, then somehow, some way, people will find you. And like people take pride in the fact that they've found someone that was undiscovered.
Oh my God, absolutely, all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone. Yeah, I think there's something into that. Like the people who you like, especially the people who no one else likes, is like it says a lot about yourself. I think people attach that to their self identity, which is why people want to like rep like their clothes, their artists with their clothes and their merch, and go to all their concerts and that stuff, because it's like, I'm a Childish Gambino fan, and I was the first Childish Gambino fan, and I have all this stuff. It's like a sense of pride, and it's kind of cool. So yeah, I can see that a lot. Like people take pride in that stuff.
Yeah, because we mentioned a lot about how there's just a crazy shift towards merch. Like the state of merch sales is unlike anything the music industry has seen before. A lot of it are artists and musicians creating their own merchandise, and like fans actually wanting to wear something like of that. Like it's unthinkable. Like
yeah, I think that shift in culture is a large part of just like the way music is released now. It's like people used to make money just off selling albums. Like you could just sell a bunch of albums and then sit at home and then you're rich. But like now you can make an amazing album. People can listen to it all the time, and Spotify is going to give you like a percent of a percent of a percent of what you actually might deserve. So it's like, for an artist to survive in this like industry in this time, it has to be about things above the music. So you have to get people to come to your live shows. You have to get people to buy your merch. Yeah, it's a shift. And it's a shift I don't think a lot of people like, but I don't like it or dislike it. I think industries change, and you just got to roll with the punches. So I think it's just a new opportunity to like to take advantage of a new system. I think it's kind of cool. But yeah.
So obviously you're making music right now. A new year is upon us soon. What are some goals for 2019?
2019, good question. My first goal was like, I want to have like my own first project released like early spring. I'm hoping. I'm working with a friend. Shout out to Timothy Delaghetto. He's a producer that I met through my other friend. Shout out to Nicole Holman at Western, and he's a ridiculously talented producer, and like he saw me on like a Western Voice video, and he hit me up, said like let's try to work on some stuff, and we had like a pretty like quick chemistry. So we have a couple songs like in the vault, and then a couple more like that are coming out. So I'm trying to make like a project with him. Like I said, early 2019. So that's the first goal, and then I want to do some shows and stuff, because that'd be fun. But yeah,
don't forget some cool t-shirt designs as well.
Of course,
we're ready for your shirts.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, so for the people who have discovered you today, how do they follow you on your journey?
Okay, so first would be Instagram. It's at chris.oday with 2 Y's, because the 1 Y was stolen by some dude who one day I will buy that handle from him. I'll find him.
That's a good goal.
That's the goal. 2019.
2019.
I make someone deactivate their Instagram. There's that on Facebook. My Facebook page is Chris Oday Official. What else can you find me? I'm not on SoundCloud or Spotify yet, because I haven't released any like studio projects, but that's definitely coming soon. But if you follow me on the Facebook and Insta, like obviously I'll be posting that stuff there. So if you want to like stay in tune for that spring 2019, the release of that project, then follow me on that for sure.
Nice. Figuring out all the streaming services and how you want to release your music, that's going to be a little hurdle in itself.
It's a hurdle, but I think the strategy is release everywhere. You have to just put your music everywhere where anyone can find it. So like SoundCloud is free, but it's like people, you just need people to see it. So Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, music.ly or whatever that thing is.
Anything. Anywhere.
Yeah, that's it.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing part of your day, Chris Oday. Sorry, I'll stop making these day puns. I can't. It's too good.
No, it's all good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you guys for having me. This was awesome.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right, we're going to continue on with the music. Eunice has joined us on stage, and she's going to bring us more music here on The Undiscovered at CIUT 89.5 FM.